Hello and welcome. Today I'm sharing an unboxing of the June Your Creative Studio box. The theme for this box is flowers and it's an absolutely beautiful box. So this is how the boxes come. I wanted to show that before I unwrap everything just to save a little bit of time, but I'll go through everything. Don't you worry. This is probably one of my favorite boxes, I have to say. It's beautiful, as you'll see. So every box that I've received has some rubber stamps, and I'm showing you the ones that came in this box. I stamped a couple of them for, to, again, make this video go a little bit quicker. And I'll stamp one now so you can see how it works. They usually have a plastic coating that you can remove easily and put on a stamp block, but again, for time purposes, I'm going to just stamp it very quickly, hopefully not too poorly. It would work better with a stamping block. So you can see I'm just inking the stamp up, and I'll stamp it and show you. It's a little bird's nest, which is super cute. I don't know if you can see that clearly. I should have held it up to the camera a little bit more. But moving on, we have the next thing I'm going to show you. Well, hold on. I have to wait to arrange my stamps. The next thing is the stickers that came in this box, and the first ones are these beautiful flowers in black and white, and they are not clear, but kind of like a clear and frosted look, if that makes sense. And that's one page of those, and then those are definitely clear, but obviously not black and white. They're very, very pretty too. These papers came in that packaging, which is really sturdy, and it's beautiful to use for projects too. The paper is absolutely beautiful. Some of the papers are vellum, as you can see, gorgeous, and some of the papers feel like cardstock, and then some are like I would say a heavier copier paper. And you can see all the designs there. I'll go through everything. I mean, honestly, everything in this box is so pretty. I had to show just about every bit of it. So this is going to take a few minutes, and hopefully you have the time and interest to watch it all. But if not, you can always fast forward as I go through these. I don't know that I have a lot to say during some of these parts, so I'll try not to ramble too much. And as you can see, the patterns that for these papers, they are repeat. Usually you have, I don't know what I'm trying to say. the the patterns are repeated in 3 or 4 papers, and some different types of papers, like the vellum and the heavier cardstock, and the other paper texture. I don't know how to say that. And different sizes, as you can see. Okay, the next, excuse me, the next thing is, look at that pretty little vellum envelope that I will save for a future project. These stickers came in. I love these stickers. They are beautiful, beautiful designs. I will use a couple in my project today. And they're stickers, which I'll show you, I think, in a few minutes after I show you all the designs. And there's obviously, you can see there are 2 of each one. It's really, I just love these designs because I love vintage. So it's combining vintage with florals, which, you know, florals, butterflies, and birds are my favorite things to use in journals. Look at that, how pretty. I especially love that one. You can see, I love it. And, well, I thought I was going to show that they're stickers, but I guess not. These are beautiful flowers. I really love these because they don't have the white background and border. They're actually like an off-white. I don't know if you can see that in the video. And again, I'm going to go through all of these because they're just so pretty. And I'll use a few of these in my project today too. These are the consistency of, I would say, like a lighter cardstock. Definitely heavier. You can probably see as I'm going through them that they're not flimsy like copy paper. Not really flimsy, but they're not lightweight like copy paper. But they're not like chipboard or anything like that. Really nice, a nice quality to them. And the designs are beautiful. There's two little mini tabs. There are usually two of each design. Look how pretty that looks. So you can make a little mini tag with those. Beautiful wreath. I mean, you know, these just, you can see how pretty these are. Those little flags are cute too. I really like those little flowers because you can add those as an accent, you know, anywhere on a journal page or a tag, you know, anything, a pocket. There's still designing mini tags. Gorgeous. Look at that. So pretty. I mean, who doesn't like flowers? And again, the packaging is almost as beautiful as the the contents. All right, so move that out of the way. And there's the washi. Each box usually has a washi tape that coordinates beautifully with all the items in the box. And that's, of course, stunning. Look at that pretty, pretty red flower. And red, it happens to be one of my favorite colors. So I really like this washi tape. This book has some pretty faux stamps, as you can see. These are also stickers. I think I do show that. And there are lots of pretty, pretty designs, which again, I think you can use those in so many ways with in your journals. And I really like that they're stickers too. So easy to add to your projects. So as you can see, lots and lots of pretty designs. I'm just showing you that it is a sticker. It has a little bit of clearness or translucence to it. Translucence, is that a word? But they're not clear exactly. These papers are really cool. I'll go through the larger ones. As you can see, again, vintage. I love that look. Those are vellum papers, so those are really cool to add to your projects as well. And I was just trying to show each one, and some of them were turned backwards or upside down, and show you that they're translucent. And then those obviously are not. Nice quality, like a new, you know, advertising, vintage advertising, newsprint sort of thing. Those are really nice because they're not, I would say they're a little tiny bit heavier than copy paper, but not too heavy to use in collaging. And these are also stickers. They are clear frosted, I would call them. I'm going to show you one. So sometimes they're a little tricky to unpeel. There you can see how that works. And there are lots and lots of different designs. I'm going to go through them all because I really like these too for collaging. And there's some like nice vintage ads and some nice letters, and there's a map, some printing or writing. I like that too. Tickets, some really nice, excuse me, nice some nice images to use in your projects. I especially like numbers and writing, letters, things like that to use in my projects. And these little mini labels are really cute. They're a nice texture because they're a little bit heavier than regular copy paper, more like a very light cardstock. They have a little bit of gold bling, if you can see that on the video, which I always appreciate. Even though I like vintage, I do like a little bling here and there. And I go through all those too. Okay, up next is this paper. Oh, I think this might be my favorite. I love that plastic. I have to save that for something really special. I don't know what it would be, but I love this paper. It's, I don't know how to describe this paper. It's very lightweight, but it's not like a paper. It sort of has a little bit of a vellum feel, but it's not vellum either. I'm sure someone out there probably knows what it is and is thinking, what is this idiot rambling on about? But it is wonderful to use in projects, collaging, things like that. And, you know, I mean, to get these original papers would be cost prohibitive for most of us. So it's so awesome to have these to use in projects. I'm just showing how pretty those are. I mean, I love this kind of antique handwriting. It's just beautiful. This is some tissue paper. There are how many? 5 sheets, 4 sheets. You know, it's thicker than a tissue paper you use in gift wrapping, but it's lightweight enough again to really blend in nicely with collages. So that's everything, and I really love this box. So let's move on to my little project. I had this idea. I'm fast forwarding a little bit so this video won't be super long. I had those envelopes and I decided to make a little mini journal out of them. And so I have all my stuff still spread out so I can, you know, try things out, decide what I want to do. And I'm just showing you a little bit of my process when I'm starting out, what I do. I just try different things and, you know, figure out what I want to put together. So I'm going to fast forward here in a minute. That's the front I just showed, and then I'll do the similar thing in the back. And I'm going to jump ahead in a minute to show you what I came up with that I'm going to collage and glue down. So again, I'm just trying out different things. I think I've settled on those 2 backgrounds. And I have those envelopes. I think they're called coin envelopes. You can get them at any office supply store, I'm pretty sure. And I'm going to make those into pockets and attach them together with the washi and put that in my journal. And you'll see that as we go along here. So this is what I came up with. I used the papers and the different items that I showed you in the beginning to collage those pieces down. I tore a little piece of fabric to put on the spine, and now I'm going to do a similar process to the back page. And I wanted to keep the front and the back similar. Just, you know, my idea or my preference, and so that's what I've decided to use for the back. I'm just going to glue everything down with my glue stick. I used a glue stick on this whole project, even the fabric, and I'm going to use some Distress ink, or no, I've already used it there around the edges, and now I'm going to work on those pockets. So I decided to use those beautiful papers as a background for the pockets, and then I'll decorate them a little bit with some florals or something like that. So I'm just trying to decide which papers to use, and I decided I'm going to use the beautiful handwriting on the front and those vintage ads on the back. And now I'm going through the same process of deciding, okay, what am I going to collage on these pockets? So I picked out some things. I tore some paper as a background on the left there, as you can see, and I used some of the pretty script on one of the stickers to attach to one of those labels to add to that collage. And I don't think I said this before, those envelopes, I cut the tops off with my paper cutter to, you know, make them into pockets without the flaps. So I'm going to glue everything down again with my glue stick, and here's what I've come up with. So I was going to put it together like this, but then I decided it was a little busy when you first open the journal, so I decided to flop them, and I like the way that looks because it's going to stick up a little bit since those pieces are bigger than my cover. So I'm going to glue these together with the washi tape, and I hope this is all making sense. I always add extra glue with washi tape. Washi tape is great, but it's not a strong adhesive, so I always add that. So just adding a piece of washi there, and you'll see how that works in a minute. That's going to create another little, not really a cover of sorts. Anyway, it's going to be the start of the inside of my journal. You'll see. I keep saying that. You'll see, you'll see. Okay, adding the washi, and I put it on both sides to make it look pretty, and also just to give it more stability, sturdiness to hold together. I needed to add a little bit more glue there. And I love the way that newsprint looks there on the back side of that. And I'm leaving that one, you'll see on the back side. I'm leaving that the way it is. And I can always add some other decorations or embellishments to the newsprint side, but I think it looks nice like that. And let's see, so I got that taped, folded. And the next thing is I have a little circle punch, and I'm going to make a half circle sort of thing to the pockets, so you can kind of tell it's a pocket. I really just eyeballed this one, and then I was gonna do the same thing, and then I thought I better mark it with a pencil because I don't have confidence in my ability to do that again. And it's funny because then it all worked out fine, as you'll see later on. So there are the pockets, and I'm going to edge with the distress ink again. And I decided the inside of the journal was a little bit too plain, so I'm going to use another one of those beautiful papers and just attach it to the inside of my journal. So I put what I thought was lots of glue on the back of it. I missed a spot, and I'll go back and add some more. So I really love the way this paper looks. I just really love it. I love that vintage and antique handwriting. Okay, so I'm adding my glue. I'm going to trim that up. And then I don't think I do this on camera. What am I trying to say? I add distress brown ink all around all the edges on the inside of my journal cover as well, to distress it and just kind of blend that paper in a little bit. So I'm adding extra glue there. I'm going to end up sewing a little bit on that cover, so that'll hold the fabric in place for sure. And just trimming things up a little bit. And I'm ready to add the papers inside, but first, I forgot that I added those beautiful little flowers to the cover. This is one of the things I think about spreading the things out that you think you might use in collage around you, is you kind of see them out of the corner of your eye and think, oh, that might look good together. And that's what happened with my covers. I thought, well, I really should add some of those flowers there, and I really like the way those added a really nice little extra touch that I think pulls it all together. So next I'm going to sew, is what I'm saying. I'm going to put some paper, cut some papers to fit in there and put it all together. So there's my sewing. I think that also adds a nice little finishing touch. I love the way that looks. I added the distress brown so you can see how that looks. I cut some papers to fit right there in the middle, and I'm going to sew in the pages with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I'm just eyeballing all of this because I feel confident in my abilities to do that. If you want to make it exact, you can of course measure and make a little template for yourself to sew in the pages. And that this is a simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch. You go in from the inside back to the bottom or the top hole and then back through the middle to finish it off. It's, if you don't know how to do it, it's a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and there are tons of videos on YouTube on how to do that. And so it's really simple in a little project like this. And there is pretty much my journal finished. I had some tags that I pulled out of my closet that actually fit perfectly in those pockets. And I did not even plan this, I promise. I went looking for tags, knowing that if I didn't have any the right size, I could make some. But those like just fit so well in there. And I added the fabric at the top there. That one gives me a little bit of trouble to fit in, but it does. Look at that. That looks so good to me. I love it. And I'm also showing that later on I might add some other decorative items from the box to the front cover, inside pages. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping because I think that adds a nice little finishing touch without being too difficult. Again, I'm doing it without a stamping block, which really works better with the stamping block, but I'm really just too lazy at this point, and I'm excited that I'm almost finished with my project, that I'm just going to go ahead and stamp without that. So I'm just doing a couple little ones just to show you the idea of it. And you know, you can use these stamps in other ways in your projects, so just one little easy idea. So there you go. I think that's it. I think the next thing, oh, I forgot I add these little tags. I wasn't sure which way they go, but I mean, I thought they went that way, but you know, I was trying it out the other way too. And I'm just stapling those in for another nice little finishing touch, and you can see them peeking out from the outside, which I also think is another nice little touch. And so I put one in the back, and I mean one in the front and one in the back, and I put that one there. Excuse me. Super easy to just staple them in to your journal. And I think that's it. So I was debating about because I just love the way this journal was turning out, and I was debating adding pockets with those vellum papers or other items decorative, but I thought the video would just go on too long, so I stopped there. And there's my finished journal. I have this sari silk ribbon, and again in my stash, and it matched really nicely with the cover and the flower. I added a little leaf charm that I had with a pin, a bulb pin, and so that's it. That's my little project. I really love the way this one turned out. That envelope, you know, has a pocket in the back. I forgot to show it earlier, so there it is. I can stash my extra little stuff in there. And I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.